Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Louis Sports Network. It is your boy Louis, man, and I am once again back. I am back with another one, man, with another live stream video. So, ladies and gentlemen, in just under an hour, well, just a little bit over an hour, I will be doing the Boston Celtics against the Houston Rockets for tonight's game. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Shout out to Layla and Clay Pro who are in the building. So in the meantime, let me just give me one quick second. All right. Shout out to Maze in the building who says he's got to go, but he got to show me some love. Let me just check in the chat real quick. Uh, Let me see. Clay Pro, shout out to Clay Pro. He says, "Damn, bro, you got Golden State as a championship contender in that picture." Hell no. Well, obviously they're not a championship contender, but that was the best thumbnail I could find of all 30 teams, so I could just put it in. But we know they're not gonna make the playoffs. So they're not gonna be in the playoffs. So just leave it alone, Clay Pro. It is what it is, man. It is just basically it is nothing but a thumbnail. Shout out to Layla in the building. She says, first like, keep smashing that like and subscribe, peeps. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys smash the like and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for the Louis Sports Network. I finally got it consistently now. I can finally say it without a problem. I was be so stuck saying LBFWN because, I've had it for a long time, but I'm under a new name now. Louis Sports Network is the name. That's my name. Don't wear it out. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, the first game of the doubleheader is the Los Angeles Clippers against the Philadelphia 76ers. It is tied at 54. We've actually had a good game so far, but I'm doing Celtics versus Rockets tonight, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is about the first half. It is about the All-Star break. It is about the NBA topics, and this is pretty much an award show. So this is pretty much, you would call this pretty much the um, I will say the Louis Sports Network award show, NBA award show for pretty much the first half. And we got a couple of topics that we're going to talk about, in this. So make sure, again, you guys smash that like button, man. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure, once again, you guys keep liking the stream. And Layla also says that Full Clips got this. Lakers, all we need is 3, but we got 5 of them dogs. Hey, Layla's picking the Clippers, man, but we'll see. Maybe the Clippers win this game tonight. We don't know. Kawhi Leonard's got 17. He's cooking. All right, guys. So again, shout out to Pure Maze in the building. I see he likes changing his avatar, but he's like, gotta go, but came to show my brother some love. Hey, I appreciate you, Pure Maze. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. He also says, keep up the work, my brother. Of course. Ladies and gentlemen in the building, shout out to my man D, the Godfather Jefferson, who says just stopping in and smash that like. Everyone make sure to do the same. Smash that like button, man. I appreciate that. D, the Godfather Jefferson. And once again, congratulations to D for making 1K. Ladies and gentlemen, he made 1K on his channel. So congratulations, D. And let me do it in typical emoji prayer fashion. Salute, my brother. And the prayers, and go make sure y'all go subscribe to Speaking My Sports Talk, man, on D's channel, man, if y'all haven't done it, man. Him and Speaking My Sports Talk, amazing work with the boxing, with the MMA, and also with the basketball. So D's done a tremendous job. He worked really hard, and he deserves the recognition that he deserves for him to be where he's at. So congratulations to my man D, the Godfather Jefferson. That's my brother right there, my partner in crime. And D, we got to figure out what game we're going to do tomorrow. So make sure we pull up, and I'll look at see what game is available. Let's see what game is early, and then we'll see if we do that game for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about some topics that are going on around the league. So, first question that I'm posing to the public is, which team, in your opinion, do you think has been the most surprising team in the NBA? Which team do you think has been the most surprising team in the NBA? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Who has been the most surprising team in the NBA? Let me know. Let me know. Who do you think? I think the most surprising team in the NBA, me personally, would have to be. If I were to pick one, who would it be? Who would it be? I'm trying to think. Who would be the most surprising team in the NBA? Also, you guys can let me know in the comments as well. I'm surprised at the Toronto Raptors. I'm surprised at the Miami Heat. The reason I'm surprised at Toronto is because I know that they have their culture, but I thought that they were going to take major steps back because Kawhi Leonard was not there, and I didn't know if Pascal Siakam was going to play up to the capabilities that he was going to coming into the season, because I was like, he went from a Scottie Pippen type beta, and now he's taking the onus and now being a much better player this season, averaging damn near 25 a game. I think he's just a shade under 24 a game. It's rewarding him, for being a first-time All-Star. Fred VanVleet is having a great year. Kyle Lowry is playing better. So shout out to Raduni in the building who says Miami. He says the Miami Heat. I said for sure, because Jimmy Butler, for him to average the amount of points that he's averaging, he's been a true leader. It's crazy. It's crazy to me how Miami has taken leaps and bounds. I think last year they were a 41-41 team. So for them to be among the East Elite in such a short and just in less than a year, I think it's been nothing short of amazing. They've been one of the better defensive teams in the league. They are 35-16, I believe, or 35-17. I think that's what their record is. You got to give them a lot of credit. Jimmy Butler has been a very good leader. You're getting great play from Kendrick Nunn and Bam Adebayo. Tyler Hero has been good. Duncan Robinson has been good. So you have to give the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra a lot of credit. I mean, Pat Riley, they just pulled the move of getting Andre Iguodala. So I think that, they've been very surprising. So I picked them. So let's see. Layla said the Suns to start. It's true. The crazy part was, Layla, the crazy part was I thought the Phoenix Suns were going to be better. Oh, Raduni, true that. And Jonathan, good picks. For Layla, the Phoenix Suns I thought were going to be one of the biggest surprises. Obviously, they've come down to earth, and I've said many times the reason why they've come down to earth is because I feel like they're lacking a lot of veterans, and they're not a really good three-point shooting team. But the way they started, the Suns looked like they were going to be in the playoffs, like early. They got off to a great start. They were 6-2 to start. I mean, I know it's only 8 games, but it was looking good for a stretch. It was looking good for a stretch. But she said Miami. And shout out to Jonathan who says this. They got that dog in Jimmy Butler. That's correct. Shout out to Jonathan with the Grizzlies pick. Let's be honest, folks. People really thought that this Grizzlies team was going to be another lottery team. They weren't even going to be in contention for the postseason. They were going to be in the lottery and get themselves, maybe if they get a top 10 pick. And they have a lot of good young players. And John Morant, which we'll get to in a minute, has pretty much been the rookie of the year so far. Obviously, Zion is not playing, but no question he has been the rookie of the year this year so far. So I appreciate the fact that John Morant is taking his game to a higher level this season, and he's just a rookie. So I like Jonathan's pick. Shout out to Jonathan with the Grizzlies. So, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody wants to come on. I've put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come on. As you can see, the NBA logo right here on the Louis Sports Network. So I'm definitely going to put that logo right there. So just lets you know that we are doing basketball. But let me switch it up a bit before I continue talking. So we're going to switch. There we go. And where was I? Oh, so yeah, the Grizzlies have been very impressive, and they're holding on to the 8th spot right now in the Western Conference. So for them to play this well, and they're this young, nobody saw that coming. So they're one of my sleeper teams, one of my surprise teams in the league. So shout out to Jonathan for that comment. Layla says, smash that like and make sure you guys sub. Of course. Appreciate you. Raduni says the Dallas Mavericks too. Another team with Porzingis and with Luka Doncic. The crazy part about Luka Doncic is that he's actually playing better this year than he was last year. He's shooting better from the field, better from the three-point line, slightly better. And the Dallas Mavericks, they're in playoff contention also. Right now, are they currently what? They're what, fifth or sixth in the West? But nobody saw them as a playoff team, like even that quick neither. So Luka Doncic has raised his game to another level, and the Mavericks are definitely playing better this year. They've had some quality wins this season. So the Dallas Mavericks have definitely been a surprise. So I would put the Heat, I would put the Raptors, I would put the Grizzlies, and I would put the Mavericks as really more so the surprise teams, even though the Raptors have their culture. It's just, even though they'd be a playoff team, I didn't see them as a top Eastern Conference team this year. But they've proved me wrong. So they still have the defensive principles. Nick Nurse has done a great job. Eric Spoelstra has done a great job. The coach from Memphis has done a great job. Rick Carlisle has done a great job. So got to give him credit. They got that dog and Butler, right? Facts. And Layla says, wait, Raduni says the Suns' backcourt is too fragile. And no, that's the thing, though. They don't defend. They don't defend. It's a very porous defensive team. Yes, I love the Suns. Devin was looking sexy. Now, not so much. All right. And Layla says that Zion is becoming a disappointment. Has he not been playing well the last couple of games? Has that been it? I know the last game, I think, against the Bulls, that from the last stats that he had what, 21 points. He was like 9 of 11 from the field. And give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. As I'm looking, the Clippers are down 10. So after being tied, they're struggling right now in the third quarter. All right. So as we can continue, so Layla, as she says to smash the like and hit the subscribe, are you saying his health? Are you saying, did he get injured again? Did he get injured again? I want to know if he got injured, because if that's the case, then that's a problem. That's what's disappointing is his injuries, because he's made an impact when he's been on the floor. And I know you know that from some of the games that I've done of Zion. What she's saying, his health, and Raduni says he's been dominant. He's been impactful. I'm gonna say more so impactful than dominant, because he is on a minutes restriction, and he plays in the early stretches of the fourth quarter, and then when Brandon Ingram comes in, for some reason he doesn't really play well. I mean, the Pelicans don't play well as a team. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so those are our surprises. Now, who has been the most disappointing team this season? Who has been the most disappointing team this season? Or at least teams, in your opinion, has been the most disappointing teams? So, let me know in the comments who has been the most disappointing team, and then I'm going to give my most disappointing team in the first half, or at least a couple of teams in the first half. And we're not going to pick the obvious. So I already got a team in mind. Well, I got 2 teams in mind that I think that have been very disappointing, which I thought they would be better coming into this season. One of the teams that I've been disappointed in are the Chicago Bulls. Considering the talent that they have, I know that they've had injuries, but they have not been a very good defensive team, and I thought that they would be better. I don't think that their head coach is a very good fit for them. Shout out to Emmanuel Walden. He says, sorry if you addressed this earlier, but the Warriors are not championship contenders. Oh, no. That's just a thumbnail that I found. I know that they're not contending. They are, 12-41 or 12-42? So I already know that they're not contending for a championship this year. So I know that. And even with the pieces, even with Steph and Clay coming back next year, I don't know what their team is going to look like. I mean, they still have to become, again, they have to be the defense that led them to win 3 titles in 5 years. So until they get back to that level, I don't see that. I don't see them being a great team. But Emmanuel Walden, if you haven't, man, make sure you smash the like and make sure you hit the subscribe if you haven't. And I appreciate you. And make sure you guys come back for the Celtics and the Rockets at 9:30. Layla says that they're taking another break. And shout out to Chen Smoke in the building. He says, what's good? What's good with you, Chen Smoke? Like I said, I put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to chat with me up until the game at 9:30. Layla says that they're even comparing him to Derrick Rose. I think it's too early to make that comparison. You know how the media works. Shout out to Emmanuel Walden, man. I appreciate you, man. Sorry to, and yeah, so I just think that the Derrick Rose thing is an unfair comparison, especially considering that Derrick Rose is having a career season this year since his MVP season. And he's shooting a career highs in field goals. And so she says disappointing. Raduni says sounds like he got injured in the game against the Blazers. Oh, if he did get injured, I'm gonna have to look that up and see what he got injured. Somebody, please let me know what he got injured, because then that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. So again, guys, make sure you guys smash the like button and hit the subscribe button right here on the Louis Sports Network. Make sure you guys do that. And let me just check real quick. Let me go back. All right. So if he got injured, that can't be good, because then his minutes are going to be even lower. I hope it's not a knee issue or any lower leg type of injuries, because that would be bad. All right. So Chen Smoke says, hey. Layla says, Clips, I talked them up, but if I'm keeping it 100, they're difficult to watch and makes me nervous. The issue with the Clippers that I'm watching from them is that they get very complacent. Like, it's like they show up for really only like the top teams in the league. And yeah, they've gotten beaten by some of the teams in the league. But what I don't like is that, oh no, I'm asking you, Layla, what injury did he have? That's what I'm asking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Manuel. Hey, Chen, ¿cómo estás? She says, I told you he got injured. He needs another break. Dang, man. What injury did he have? Well, that's another team. Thank you for mentioning that, Emmanuel. Thank you for mentioning. And like I said, guys, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe as I come back with the game later on. Chen Smoke says, Layla, muy buen. No más mirando mis Spurs. Oh, nada más mirando mis Spurs. That's what he meant to say, but okay. Hey, man, appreciate Chen Smoke with that Spanish, man. You know, shout out to Chen Smoke and the San Antonio Spurs, though. Wait, they're playing tonight? Who are they playing? Let me know who are they playing. Let me check. Let's see. Oh, they play the Thunder. Oh, and they're up 12 against the Thunder. All right, big ups right there. Big ups. The lowly one says who got injured. Oh no, they're talking about lowly one. Shout out to lowly one. We're talking about Zion. Layla says he got injured. She says that he might have another knee injury. So that's what I'm trying to find that out right now. So let me just check really quick. While I address you guys in the comment section. Let's see. Let me check news. Oh, he had an ankle injury. And then it says, okay. Oh, I see. He has an ankle injury. Okay, that's the issue. Okay. I just hope. Okay, so that was the issue. He had an ankle injury. That was the problem. So they said that he was going to play, but then they ended up sitting him out for that game. So let's see if he's ready to play for his next game, because I believe, uh, I think he ended up playing against the Pacers, but he didn't play against the Portland Trailblazers. So, but shout out to Emmanuel. He says the Nets are disappointing. I have to agree with you, man. I really do. The reason being is because this Nets team has a squad, but my issue has been with them defensively. Kyrie has missed a lot of time, but I have not liked his female beta tendencies from Kyrie. It's just my issue with Kyrie is that he doesn't really affect you on the court as a playmaker if he can't score. Like if his shot's not falling. Now he's trying to do that much better, but it's like it really it really's been a factor. And it's like they were barely 500 just without him, and it's like they really haven't been better with him on the floor. So, and that to me is what's very disappointing about Kyrie Irving. It's like what's happening is you're starting to have people believe that you're the reason instead of LeBron as to why the Cleveland Cavaliers were not winning, even after you guys won the 2016 championship. It's like, oh, you left LeBron, and LeBron was the reason that you won, and you're nothing without him. That's the stigma that Kyrie's bringing. So it's like you can't even bring that energy now when Kevin Durant comes back. Because then if that's the case and then KD doesn't win, then the question is going to be, was it LeBron? Was it you in Boston with the young guys? Was it you with Kevin Durant, or was it really you? See, that's what they're going to say. So if Kyrie wants to get rid of that stigma, he's going to have to become a much better team player. He was starting to show that in Boston up until last season. Because remember, he got injured. All right. So, Dooney says, yeah. Okay. Layla says, I see Luis doesn't know nada más. Eso es de México o Sudamérica, Luis. Nosotros somos de Caribe. He good vibes to the Spurs. Besos, Chen. No, I do know that. Trust me. I do know that. All right. She says, hey, Lowly, smash that like. Again, guys, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man, on the Louis Sports Network. All right, so the Nets have been disappointing. The Chicago Bulls have been disappointing for me. I'm going to also look at the Sacramento Kings. That's another disappointing team that I have not liked. Reason being is because the success that they had last year, I thought they were going to bring that into next season and they were going to be a better team. I did question them being hired by Luke Walton so quickly after Dave Yoga got fired, but I was like, maybe he was just wronged in LA. But this Kings team is even worse than they were last year. And there was a little bit of a stretch, a little bit teeny tiny bit of a stretch where they were actually beating a couple of very good playoff teams. But now all of a sudden the Kings they really can't beat anybody right now. So I haven't liked it. So it's not good. Sacramento to me is now they're showing that they're even worse than last year. It's like I really haven't seen growth. I don't know what direction the Sacramento Kings are going right now. So Vlade and his and the ownership in Sacramento, they got to figure that stuff out. They got to figure it out because it's not looking good. So haven't been happy about that. Have not been happy. I thought the Kings would be much better this year and give the West a lot more competition. So it is, man. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kyrie is fine next year, and he talked about where the Nets need fixing. I mean, yeah, he talked about it, but my issue with that public, he should have put that behind closed doors, let the organization know that about closed doors. Kyrie's issue is he's a victim of social media, believe it or not. For somebody who kind of is like an introvert, it's kind of like he expresses himself out in the open. So that's kind of Kyrie's issue, because I feel like he's kind of a tweener when it comes to like intro and extro, because it's like he has no problem speaking to the media about what's going on, and kind of gives off like he's complaining at the same time, even though he's a very intelligent guy and he looks like he's somebody that's to himself. But it's like, he kind of gives you kind of like a little bit of that Kobe vibe, but then it's like he'll go out and tell you like what's going on with him. So that's why I feel like he's just kind of in a crossroads with himself. And so that's why I said that I feel like Kyrie, if he would just learn to keep things in-house, then the media wouldn't be attacking him like they do. Because, again, a lot of the fanboys, the 3-6 fanboys in the media, protect LeBron because they say that Kyrie is the reason that if it wasn't for LeBron, Kyrie would never be a champion. But they'll never talk about the contributions that Kyrie has done. And it's like, I want Kyrie to be recognized. It's just the problem is because of the way Kyrie acts, his personality is given off of like, now anywhere that he's now starting to go, like if he's starting to become a cancer, and that's like, if you're Kyrie, do you really want that stigma on top of you? It's like, I don't think you want that, Kyrie. And Layla says, I hate the media's handling of Kyrie. They hate his behind. I hope he comes back and gets a three-peat to hear these excuses. Hey, if Kyrie can come back and, like I said, do the things that he does, whatever it takes to win, and not worry about scoring and not trying to become Kobe Bryant 2.0 as a 6'2" point guard, then Kyrie definitely can win. And like I said, when Kevin Durant comes back, he's got to understand that this is KD's team. This ain't your team, bro. You compliment Kevin Durant. If you try to make this about you and about your team, especially with the way KD's personality is, those 2Ks ain't going to work. Yeah, as I call them 2K, those, Kyrie and KD, the 2K that is there, it's not going to work up in there in Brooklyn. It's funny because Charles Barkley was saying that he didn't feel like that those guys were New York mentally, that they weren't meant for New York. But we're going to see what happens when Kevin Durant comes back. We'll see. We will see. So Emmanuel says the T-Wolves are disappointing or have been for a long time. I really don't know where their organization is at. So that's why they've been so disappointing. But it's like, I really don't. With the Timberwolves, I kind of expected them to be just with the mentality of Andrew Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns. These are two guys who, to me, should be much better than what they've projected. Well, Karl-Anthony Towns, he has the talent, and he's shown it. Andrew Wiggins hasn't lived up to expectations. Now, being with a new coach, a new team, and a new system, hopefully they could get the best out of him. And you'll see a better version of Harrison Barnes at the small forward position with Andrew Wiggins, because me personally, I think he's better than Harrison Barnes. And Emmanuel says the media do be hating. That's correct. They do be hating. Raduni says, I will think if Zion wouldn't have been injured, the Pelicans would be in the playoffs. Oh, no problem, bro. It's true. It's true. It's true. Because I think because the thing about it, I do find, you know what though, even though it possibly could be Raduni that they could have been in the playoffs, the managing of him, along with the effect of both Zion and Brandon Ingram when they're not on the floor at the same time, is something to keep your eyes on though. Because I didn't notice that until Zion fourth quarter in the games he's been playing. And I felt like Zion could have had more impact in winning and losing when he was playing in the fourth quarter. But that's on Alvin Gentry. He's saying because of higher ups, he's trying to monitor him, which is understandable because one, he is playing with heavyweight and he is coming off a meniscus tear. But if you have a chance to win the game, then what you need to do is you have to learn how to manage Zion minutes early in the game compared to the end of the game, especially when the Pelicans have been in close games and they've lost them because Zion's hasn't been on the floor and Brandon Ingram has. It's like Brandon Ingram forgets to play basketball when he comes back after Zion keeps the game close or the Pelicans are up on a team. Then about his stuff, the media just acts like old. I mean, yeah, but I'm saying that Kyrie, like I said, Kyrie's got to learn how to manipulate the media. And to me, he's done a poor job of that. That's why he kind of gets exposed the way he does. And there's nothing wrong with him being open, but there's certain things that you can be open about, certain things that you just can't. And that's the issue that I have with Kyrie. He's got to know how to balance that, because if he doesn't know how to balance that, the media's going to rip him to shreds. Is it unfair somewhat? Yeah. But that's what Kyrie has got to learn. Some of these habits that you picked up, which is part of the problem too, the habits he picked up in playing in Cleveland, with LeBron hasn't helped. I agree about Zion on the Pelicans. He says, what? Kyrie should definitely become Kobe. Kyrie should definitely become Kobe. I don't know about that. Lowly says, I agree. I want to root for Kyrie, but being an introvert myself, you have to keep issues out of the limelight and address them with your team. That's my point. Thank you, Lowly One. Thank you. Thank you. And that's the thing. I want Kyrie to do great, man, because I love watching him play as a basketball player. He's very entertaining to watch. From his big shots to his drives to his skill set, it's one of the best that I've ever seen in NBA history. But Kyrie has to learn to keep things in house, certain things. It's why that he gets a bad rap with the Boston Celtics. And like I said, he's not the only one, though. Those young guys didn't make it any better, too. Feeling themselves for them for trying to get a big contract and making it about them. So it didn't make things easier. Obviously, the Gordon Hayward situation with his injury and he didn't play up to expectations, especially with dealing with a mental journey coming back from that, broken ankle that he suffered on opening night. So, I understand it, but come on, Danny Ainge tried to finesse teams by telling Coach Stevens to play Gordon Hayward when he clearly was not 100%, and just mentally he was not there yet. So, but lowly one, you're speaking facts, bro. Layla says they got pups, no dogs. So Doug Banks, shout out to my man Doug Banks in the building. Again, guys, smash the like button and hit that subscribe, man. Smash the like, hit that subscribe. He says, keep your eyes on Curry in 2022 if things between KD, Kyrie don't work out. Even better, Doug Banks. Keep your eye on the Golden State Warriors, man. I told you they taking a little mini vacation, little break, but they'll be back. Things give them about 2 years. I say 2 to 3 years. They'll be back in the mix again. Who knows? It may be even one because, like I said, the Warriors probably could pull a rabbit out the hat. Who knows that? Raduni says, and what's the Charlie Barkles mentality? Losing. Oh, man, right? Layla says, cat is exactly that, a cat. Oh, facts. No dog and no team with him as a leader will make it anywhere unless he adopts the LeBron super team persona. Karl Anthony Towns is soft as Charmin. He is a cat. He's a meow. Karl Anthony Towns is a meow. He's not a roof. He's not a dog. He's not a roof. He's a meow. He's a cat, more like a kitten. Because even cats show more ferocity, man. She also says keep smashing that like and hit that sub, of course. And Doug Banks says also facts about the Golden State Warriors. It's true, man. It's true. If you look at the Golden State Warriors, I'm telling you, their front office got them 3 championships in 5 years for a reason. As long as the players executing on the basketball court, with that great coaching staff, they believe in their system, and their role players thrive off that system. You get themselves a couple of players that can complement that system very well. Especially, look, you got a Wiggins player that averages 20 points a game. Steph Curry averages 20. Klay Thompson averages 20. You just got 3 20-point scores at your 1, 2, and 3 positions. Draymond is going to do Draymond. So now you got to fix your center position, and then you upgrade that bench. You do that, the Warriors are back in the mix already. Layla says, I said next year for the Warriors, not 2 or 3. I'm going 2 to 3 years. I'm not going next year right away. I think the Warriors will be a playoff team next year when they're healthy. But I think that they're not going to be a championship team as of yet. So that's why I'm giving them 2 to 3 years. Like I said, they would have to pull some kind of heist. And like I said, the key is going to be them going after Giannis Antetokounmpo in 2021. So who knows? They probably purposely might even. I mean, could you imagine Curry, Klay, Wiggins, Giannis, Draymond? Or they replace the big in the. I mean, who knows? Or they tell one of these guys, "Oh, Wiggins, you could come off the bench, and we got Giannis in the starting lineup." He's playing his natural position, the 3, or they could switch it with the 4. I mean, you never know, guys. You just never know. Raduni says, "Is DL shooting people and leaving bodies?" Yo, man. Raduni says they don't have cap space to acquire. Yeah, right now they don't have cap space. I mean, they were trying to avoid the luxury tax, so that's why they're not really able to acquire anything. So I think the Golden State is going to have to once again See what they can find in terms of gems in the draft. I mean, they got Eric Pascal, who is a nice young player. Doug Banks says, I think top 3 next year, but no championship. That'd be dope though. Um, Layla says, I would lose all respect for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I would too, because I said it's very nice that you put out this little marketing ploy campaign about how you're gonna stay with your team and you want to win for the city that you're playing for. I'm trying to do it for the small market, but then you come out and then all of a sudden you go back to the evil empire that just came off a nice little championship run, a nice little dynastic run. So, and then you're gonna say it's about winning. I was like, well, don't talk about that you're not trying to work out with anybody and all this, and then you go and sign with Golden State. Don't say that. And you already know what everybody gonna say. The Warriors ruined the NBA, man. The Warriors ruined the NBA. I don't want to see the Warriors, man. I'm sick and tired of the Warriors. You gotta blame your boy Adam Silver, man, because I told you that this guy has an ace up his sleeve. I told you he giving the Warriors a break, but dumb dudes are gonna be back. I'm telling you, they're gonna be back sooner than expected. I'm telling you, do not lose sleep. Emmanuel says the Miami Heat are by far the most disappointing team this year. Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, well, you know what? It's your opinion. But I wouldn't say so just because of the fact that again, nobody expected Miami to even be at the top of the Eastern Conference. Maybe the bottom tier, maybe even the 5th seed, but nobody even thought top 3. So to me, they've exceeded expectations, in my opinion. I personally don't think that the Heat have actually underachieved. I think they actually overachieved. You know, for them to have 34, 35 wins at the All-Star break, I wasn't expecting that. I was looking at the Heat as possibly like a 45 to like maybe even 46, 47 win team this season. But I was not expecting, they have a chance to win 50 plus games this year. I wasn't expecting that from Miami. I really wasn't. I really wasn't, you know? So going on, continuing in the comments, Raduni says LeBron gloat, and they said he's a superstar. Oh yeah. Oh well. I will say that he does have impact, though, Giannis. I will agree, but he's got to work on his skills for me a little bit more because I just feel like he's just kind of limited offensively. I don't know. Golden State is a small market. Giannis say Antetokounmpo. Well, you know what? Forbes, yeah, for those who know Forbes, they were showing the value of NBA teams. For such a small market, the Golden State Warriors are now worth $4 billion. Them, the Lakers, and the Knicks are the only 3 teams that are worth $4 billion. Yeah, we're talking about that small market in California, in San Francisco, which started in Oakland. Yeah, they're now worth $4 billion. How much that franchise is worth now? Let that sink in. Lowly says the NBA only responded to Adam Silver and LBJ after his moves in Miami and Cleveland. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. People are such in denial with LeBron and Kate in this whole LeBron and KD situation. I'm actually gonna do another live stream, and I want you guys to pull up. I want you guys to come in, and I want us to discuss this because I want to put the rest about this whole KD LeBron situation and everybody trying to make it different. This is the bottom line. Kevin Durant may have had a 3-1 lead on the Golden State Warriors. LeBron James may have formed his quote-unquote organic super team as these fanboys keep trying to continue to try to change the narrative. This is the bottom line because Louissportsnetwork said so. Both LeBron and Kevin Durant achieved most of their success, their championships, and their finals MVP by playing with 2+ All-Stars. Those are not opinions. Those are facts. Those are facts. Both of these players are NBA champions, won finals MVPs because of the guys that they played with on their teams. Those are facts. Those are unadulterated, cutthroat truths. Cold-hearted. Shout out to He Knows the Sport because that's his mantra. I'm sorry. You can't deny that. The problem is biased fans are always going to try to change the narrative for their favorite player. But when I look, I've watched both of their careers from day one. Kevin Durant won 2 Finals MVPs and 2 championships with Golden State. LeBron James won 2 championships with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in the 4 years he went to the finals in South Beach. And he won a championship teaming up with Kyrie and Kevin Love when he went back to Cleveland. Point blank. That's Lewis being objective. That's not me showing favoritism to Kevin Durant. That's not me showing favoritism to LeBron James. Facto. At the end of the day, it's a team sport. Now, does the best player have an impact in terms of how championships can be won? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it takes more than one guy to win a title. Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, D. Wade, Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, Dr. J, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Isaiah Thomas. I can go on and on and on and on. Kevin McHale. This is the story. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. I mean, it's taking a team to win. Now, your best players can have an impact. There's no question about that. But you cannot come out here and try to be biased talking about, oh, what's so different about Kevin Durant? He made the weakest move in NBA history. And LeBron, he organically made his super team because he was free agent. I'm sorry, wasn't Kevin Durant a free agent too? People making it seem like that KD forced his way out and then decided to join Golden State and force the Thunder to trade him there. Or when I hear the Golden State Warriors are the greatest team ever assembled, they make it seem like if Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson all came together via free agency when they were all drafted. I'm sorry. Let me keep going into the comments again. Smash that like, hit the subscribe. Layla says, facts. LeBron won so many more fans because people were refusing to root for the Warriors. The Golden State Warriors were the best thing that ever happened to LeBron. That's actually, Layla just said some deep shit right there. Deep shit. The best thing that happened to LeBron was the Golden State Warriors because his biased, brainwashed casual fans and the La Media 3-6 Mafia fanboys could talk about how much they hated the Golden State Warriors. I mean, it's not just them. A lot of people don't like the Warriors because remember, they ruined the NBA. But I'm sorry, I thought they were being aggressive and trying to put the best team on the floor. But you getting mad at management because they ruined the NBA? Blame your organizations for making business, keeping money, and not improving basketball teams. How about that? They basically changed the format of the NBA to appease 3-6 Mafia. I don't understand that. They changed the standards on winning. They count participation as the standard. If it was any other player, they would be bashing that player for not being able to win. Oh, LeBron went 9 times. How many guys would love to get the opportunity to go to the NBA Finals? Okay, when you go to the NBA Finals 9 times, including 8 straight, as much as that's an accomplishment, you have to win most of those finals. And the bottom line is, LeBron James won 2 championships in 4 years with the Heat. He won 1 championship in 5 finals appearances with the Cavaliers. I'm sorry, that's not successful. That's not successful. That's not successful. You lost 4 out of 5 with the Cavs. You only won 500 with the Heat. That equals 3-6. In other words, 3 championships in 9 attempts. 3 for 9, if you want to really do the math. Shout out to Doug Banks. He says he was joking. Giannis quote. Facts. 3-6 Mafia in effect. Shout out to Emmanuel. He says the Knicks are a small market. That's why KD and they're a small market because they're a bad team. But let's face it, the Knicks are the mecca of basketball. It becomes a big market. The media attention that you get playing for the Knicks, sorry. Because remember, the Brooklyn Nets are trying to become the older brother. Right now, they're still the younger brother to the Knicks. They haven't won anything yet. Right now, they're the better franchise right now. The better run franchise. They got the better players. But they're still they're second fiddle to Madison Square Garden. There's nothing like playing in New York in Madison Square Garden. So they got to start winning championships if they want to change that. They want to change that. If we want to have the change of New York supremacy. Raduni says with the super team. Loli says agreed. Emmanuel says it is a team sport. You are right. Layla says facts. Championships built on super teams. And Raduni says LeBron James and AD not going to win this year because he needs another star player. Just thought about that. Good point. Emmanuel says, what about the Rockets with Hakeem? How many All-Stars were on that team? Easy. There were no All-Stars on that team. And the only All-Star that he really played with was the next year in 95 with Clyde Drexler. But in 94, Hakeem won with no All-Stars. He won Finals MVP, and he won regular season MVP. He's actually the only player to win Defensive Player of the Year, regular season MVP, and Finals MVP in NBA history. And he accomplished all that in 1994. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, moving on to the next topic. Who right now is the best team in basketball? Who, in your opinion, is the best team in basketball? Let me know in the comments. And we're not going to do this by record. The records are obvious, but who, in your opinion, when it's all said and done, will be the best team by the end of the season? And I'm not talking about winning the championship. I'm just talking about going into the playoffs. Who is the best team? Who has been the best teams? As I continue to look over here in the comments, let me know in the comments. 3 for 9, 18, facts over feelings. Emmanuel says, LeBron is successful when you compare him to Dame Lillard, players who have never won or been to the finals. Very good point. Very good point. Good point. Emmanuel, very good point. Raduni says MJ too. Right. Jonathan says the Bucks. Okay. Raduni says the Clippers. You know what? Jonathan and Raduni, I want y'all to do me a favor. Why do you two think Jonathan? Why? Same thing for you, lowly one. Why do you think they're the best? Same thing for you. All right. Jonathan also says to the Bucks. Layla says 0. That's what makes Hakeem so great, but MJ wasn't in the league. That's the only thing that diminishes his accomplishment. I'm gonna say this. I think when it comes to head-to-head matchup, if he was to go against Michael Jordan, that'd be different. But the thing is, that's something that you really can't control, and I can't diminish that from Hakeem. That's tough to say for me. That's tough for me to say, to diminish something that Hakeem had no control over. I can't take that away from Hakeem. To be honest with you, it was even a blessing that he even went to the finals with no All-Stars neither. So I think that's an accomplishment. Remember, Michael played in the East and he played in the West. So those are one of those shoulda, woulda, coulda, what ifs scenarios, but we really can't determine that. So I can't take that away from Hakeem. Because the thing is, the myth and the narrative is that Jordan would have won 8 straight titles had he not retired in 93, because he retired in the prime of his career and he just three-peated. So that's just one of those you never know type of things. I don't know if mentally, if Jordan would have been geared to trying to get a 4th straight title. I don't know if he was ready mentally and physically, because he was drained by 93. And he really needed a break. So I don't know if he was going to be able to run it up one more year and do it in 94. Who knows? Who really knows? I will say, though, that if Michael Jordan was playing, though, they definitely would have got by the Knicks. That Indiana series is interesting, but I think they get by the Pacers, and they probably would have been in the finals because Reggie Miller can't guard Michael Jordan. So we've already historically seen that. So, yeah, the comment is best team, but you got to tell me, why do you think the Clippers or the Bucks are the best team in the league? Shoot, man, it should be the Clippers. Emmanuel, tell me why. Tell me why. Why do you think that those teams are the best? Layla says the Bucks and the Raptors are diminished by the conference, though. I mean, the East has improved, though. The East has improved. Because remember, I was diminished because remember, LeBron gets all these accomplishments, but the thing was he played in a weak East too. So it's kind of like we're keeping that same. It's funny how when he leaves, the East all of a sudden gets better. But they're like, because LeBron had a stranglehold. That's like, no, there really wasn't a lot of talent. Talent really started to come in once this whole narrative of LeBron owning the Eastern Conference and all that is really getting, wow, it's crazy. All right, I'm just looking at the game, guys, and it's a 96-90 game. Right now, the Clippers are on the verge of losing this game if they don't get it together, even though there's plenty of time left. There's 6:28 remaining in the game. Layla says when MJ was in the league, he was never able to duplicate it. That's very true, but we also have to also remember that Hakeem was actually leaving his prime too. So Hakeem's prime lasted only about like probably after 96. I think he made one other All-Star team, and then he was pretty much done after that. He was never the same. He started to get injured too. So Raduni says because the Clippers know very well their weaknesses. Emmanuel says the Clippers have the most complete team according to talent, in my opinion. Layla says he was drained because of his father's death, though. It wasn't just that, because also remember that he had just finished playing in the Olympics. So that was another thing that the season kind of started pretty quick on Scotty and Michael after doing Olympic play. I think he wouldn't have been as drained had him and Scotty not gone to the Olympics. Jonathan says the Bucks crushed everyone in their path. Here's the thing. I feel like the Bucks have been the best regular season team. We're going to see what this team is. I mean, they did go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I got to see what Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe are made of when teams are trying to gear to stop Giannis from going to the basket. And can Giannis knock down jumpers consistently? Because they're deep. And like I said, they do have a system. But we got to see. We got to see. We definitely got to see. So I'm not really sold on the Bucks. Have been great, man. They've been dominant. 46-7. Got to give them their credit. Got to give them their credit. So I'm just really not sold on the Bucks right now, even though they have the best record. The lowly one says, I would pick the Clippers, but I think there's some team issues regards to chemistry. I like Giannis's leadership with the Bucks, and they do have the best record right now. I like Giannis's leadership. No question. I like his mental approach to the game. I like the fact that he's very impactful. I mean, this is a guy who is averaging career highs in points, rebounds, and assists, and field goal percentage. He has to work on his free throws. He has a career high in 3-point makes this season, so he is not afraid to, take the 3-point shot. I would like him to see him more mid-range, but I think the way he shoots the ball is the problem I have with him. It's a mechanical thing with the way he releases his release point. That's the big hand when he shoots. So he really does have to fix that. And I would pick the Clippers too, but I feel like they got some. It's not just really chemistry. There's a little bit of issue with Montrezl Harrell, especially with the fact that he's signed with Clutch Sports. I don't know if people know about that, but Montrezl Harrell is with Clutch Sports, and everybody knows who Clutch Sports belong to. That's Rich Paul, and that's LeBron. So we have to keep that in mind too. And there was an issue between Montrezl Harrell and some of the Clippers players and with Doc Rivers in terms of locker room issues. So we have to also pay attention to the locker room issues. And also we got to pay attention to Kawhi Leonard, and we also got to pay attention playoff P tends to put up disappearing acts in the playoffs. We know what we're going to get out of Kawhi Leonard. He proved it last year. It's Paul George we got to question. And Emmanuel says the Bucks won't get it done in the playoffs. They can, and they might not. In my opinion, if they run into the Philadelphia 76ers, the Sixers will give them problems, because if there's one thing that the Bucks struggle with, it's length. And the Sixers have size. Against these smaller teams, the Bucks, they'll run away with these guys. The Raptors have length too. The only issue with the Raptors is that if they had a superstar player that can take over a game, who you knew you could give the ball to down the stretch, because I don't think Pascal Siakam is that guy. I just think that he's a very good all-star player, complimentary guy, but I don't think that he's that superstar player. And that's what the Raptors are missing, because they have the pieces. They have the pieces, but they need that over-the-top player. And I don't think Pascal Siakam is that person yet, because now You take Pascal Siakam, who's going to take over the game for the Raptors, especially in the playoffs. So, because the Raptors, they have size, but like I said, if they have that superstar player, they could beat the Bucks again. They could beat them. Because the thing is, they got the defense designed to stop Giannis. They have it. They have it. But I just think when the games are close, I really feel like that's where the Raptors are really gonna, you know, they look like a more confident team. But like I said, we're gonna have to wait and see. Raduni says the Clippers have too many weapons. They can score on all 5 ways to score the basket. Also, the Clippers have 4 to 5 players who can defend very well at their position and make a switch all players on defense. They can, but here's my question with them against the Lakers. I already know the weaknesses of the Lakers. The problem that I have with the Clippers, though, is I'm concerned on how they're going to defend the pick and roll with Harrell going up against Anthony Davis. Because if Anthony Davis if Montrezl Harrell is not going to play AD and he's going to stay behind the basket, if AD is smart, he makes Harrell pay and knocks down jump shots to where Harrell has to play him straight up and has to come and get his body up on him. And to me, AD has an advantage right there against Harrell. The Clippers have to address their pick and roll defense, especially because they keep saying that the Clippers don't have a matchup for AD. Here's the thing, though. The Clippers, they don't really have to focus on just shutting down AD, because what they can do is they can force LeBron to get his, and they could stay at home with everybody else. The Clippers can build a wall, because remember, the Lakers' strength is their interior. Their strength is not perimeter shooting. So if you can shut down their interior where they're not scoring in the paint, you take away their rebounding, and the Lakers are less effective. Because remember, how does LeBron want to play? He wants to play drive and kick. You take away LeBron's drives, you force him to beat you from the outside. And remember, as much as LeBron has improved and he's taken more chances shooting and he's attempting more shots this year, LeBron is not going to consistently beat you from the outside in a 7-game series. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right, shout out to Lowly. Even though Raduni, you do speak facts in terms of what the Clippers can bring. To be fair with my voice, Giannis still needs to develop a jump shot. It's true. If he doesn't develop a jump shot, he's going to be very predictable and easier to defend. Because remember, he can't shoot free throws neither. It's another thing we gotta understand. Layla says, smash that like and hit that subscribe. That's exactly. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up. Smash that like and hit that subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Loli says, thank you. He needs to work on his free throws as well. Exactly. Layla says, Loli, right? These guys develop a 3-point shot before a jump shot. That's what I'm saying. This is how unless you know that the mid-range is lost and more emphasis is put on the 3, you develop a 3 before a mid-range. Loli says, I heard about him signing with Clutch. Yeah, he signed with Clutch and LeBron. Clutch gave a problem in-house no more than ever. Exactly. Shout out to Anthony L. What's good, Lewis? What's good to the chat? Shout out to Jonathan. He says, I'm a fan of Kawhi, but I think it's going to be hard to overcome the Bucks. If the Bucks and the Clippers meet in the finals, this is also a weakness of the Lakers too. And the Clippers have had this problem this season, defending teams that can shoot the 3 ball very well. And the Bucks are one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the league in makes, attempts, and percentage. Anthony L. Lonely One says, I don't understand everyone's obsession with trying to become Steph Curry. Before you even think about going for 3, develop a jumper and work on your free throws first. And that's my problem with this era. And listen, no disrespect to Steph Curry, but I think he set the standard so high with this era of shooting from the 3-point line that it's caused people to stop working. I mean, look, kids want to develop a 3-point shot. It's not even about mid-range. It's not even about working on your inside game. It's not even about working on your free throws. It's about shooting a 3 because it looks cooler to shoot a 3-point shot. It looks nice to splash it from the 3-point line. That's the mentality of today's game. And look at the Houston Rockets. They are so badly trying to beat Golden State. And I'm going to tell you right now, the issue with the Rockets is they just predicate themselves on shooting 3s. They don't really play a system. Their system is to shoot 3s. It's not even about moving the basketball. It's not about playing off the ball. It's not about a system where everybody thrives and you get the most efficient, the most efficient scoring and the most efficient shooting. They just want to outscore teams by just shooting threes, taking ill-advised threes for no reason. And that's why I think that the Houston Rockets are not going to win. It's because of the lack of IQ from the two superstars and their head coach and their general manager, who I think if they don't win, both of those guys are going to get fired, and Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey. And then you got to figure out who you're going to trade, James Harden or Russell Westbrook, because obviously it ain't working out. Like I said, they haven't had a coach to get on these guys neither. These guys have been just predicated on just being yes men all the time. You can't say no to these guys. And that's what's going to be their downfall when they don't win a championship. Everything has got to be yes and no. Got to cater to these guys. Emmanuel says the Raptors need a board man, a clutch shooter, and a defender. Like I said, I still think they're missing that superstar, man. Raduni says because of Montrez with Clutch Sports, the Clippers bring Marcus Morris, so that means if Montrez doesn't perform well, Marcus Morris could get on his ass, and he gives them toughness too. He gives them toughness, something that they really do need. Layla says facts. That jump shot will buy you longevity. I don't get these guys. They just want to immediate satisfaction. Like I said, no disrespect to Steph Curry. I love the guy, but following his style of game is just not suitable for some of these players, especially some of these wings that could definitely be better mid-range shooters and working on your free throws. Like I look at Giannis. He's shooting more threes, but he's a horrible free throw shooter. Like, dude, work on your mid-range, work from the post, and work on your free throws. You get to the free throw line a lot, so you should be a better free throw shooter and a better mid-range shooter before you extend out to the three. I give DeMar DeRozan credit in this aspect. He stays true to himself. What he needs now is to develop a three-point shot. But at least with DeRozan, he's a very good free throw shooter, 85%, and he sticks to the mid-range. He's at least one of those rare players. It's just what sucks with him is you can't win with him because he's a complimentary player. And I think with DeRozan, he's really your third best player on the championship team, not even your second best. Not saying something. Also, I could see the Nuggets giving problems. You could, but the Nuggets are also missing that over-the-top player because they actually have the pieces too, and they're one of the better defensive teams in the league. From Jokic, though. Free throws are becoming a lost star. Let that sink in. Also, the mid-range. Don't forget that. Lowly. Houston Rockets, that's an NBA version of the Three Stooges. Facts. Houston Rockets, they need pieces and a new coach. Facts. Free throws aren't a lost art. People who make them are very valuable in a clutch moment, unlike mid-range shots. And what is going on with the Clippers? An offensive foul was called on Marcus Morris on Ben Simmons. And that was before Simmons fouled Kawhi Leonard. And the Clippers are down 9 with 2:37 remaining, folks. So the Sixers are about to beat the Clippers. And remember, the Clippers play the Celtics on Thursday. That's not really a good way to go into the All-Star break. And remember, Philly is a winning team, even though they haven't shown to be a top team. Lewis, what you think veteran Marvin Williams will contribute to Milwaukee as opposed to what he did in Charlotte? How will his game and presence affect the team moving forward, and how will it help Giannis? I think no. You haven't. This is perfect. You have not. I have not. Nobody has asked me this question, so shout out to you for asking that question, Anthony L. Here's my answer to your question. Marvin Williams is a good veteran presence in the locker room. I think that's where he helps with Milwaukee. This is a guy who can actually shoot the three. Shout out to Omar Page, who says salute. And he's definitely a good locker room guy. And you want to have good locker room guys anytime you're trying to compete for a championship or just trying to have a great culture in your locker room. So you do want to have that. So I think that he was a solid pickup for them. Charlotte, they really don't have, with Michael Jordan as owner, I don't really know what the Charlotte Hornets are doing. I will say this, that some of their pieces just have not meshed well. they're like the Detroit Pistons. You put some of these talented pieces, but they just don't seem to fit. And that's the Charlotte Hornets and the Detroit Pistons. They're kind of very similar. They just put pieces that don't fit, and that's been the problem with, with both the Charlotte Hornets and the Detroit Pistons. So I think with Marvin Williams, again, he's going to be a veteran player that's going to be on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's basically going to be telling him, things that, Giannis could be doing, from what Giannis hasn't been told already. So again, it's like you get and the thing is, Giannis veterans that Giannis has, he has a better understanding of the game. The more he's getting from these guys who have been in the league for a long time. So, and Marvin Williams gives you double-digit scoring. I mean, if he gets the right amount of minutes. So that's what I think that he'll give for them. I think, like I said, you want good locker room, so you want good character, which he brings. And he's actually a leader too. He's actually one of the more underrated leaders. You just really didn't see it a lot in Charlotte because they were so bad. But he's actually one of the very good vocal guys. So he's going to help leadership wise. So I think from a leadership standpoint, it's going to be good. Layla says, keep smashing that like. No problem. Yeah, Kobe did the mid range. Yeah, he did. But I was saying in today's era, they just focus more so on the 3-point shot. But Kobe, yeah, he was one of the few mid-range. Look at Chris Paul, the best pure point guard in the league, even at 34 years old. Emphasize it. Omar, shout out to my man Omar Page, man. Appreciate you. How's everybody, man? Omar says, hey, did y'all smash that like? Of course. Omar says, I got a question for you. Why is the NBA and organizations nowadays disrespecting and not being loyal to big men? Very simple, Omar. It's because they are predicated to this era. Also, there aren't really a lot of big guys. We had a lot of 6'11", 7-footers in the NBA. And there was actually a segment. I forgot what was the name of the segment on TV, some TV show. But they were talking about the lost art of the big man. We were hearing Kevin Love talk, Shaq, Kareem. It's this era. It's about shooting. It's about the guards. It's about the point guard. It's a wings league now. It's a wings league. Because remember, and the thing is, you have to honestly really thank LeBron James for that. Because remember what the paradigm was before, that your best player can be won a championship being a big for the most part. Now it's about wings, that you need wings to win rings. Remember Jordan and Isaiah. Jordan was changing it that a scorer can win championships. Isaiah Thomas was telling you that a little man can lead a championship team. And Jordan and Isaiah changed the paradigm, that a little guy can impact a game winning a championship. And Isaiah won 2 of them. That Michael Jordan said, I can lead the league in scoring and win championships. LeBron James says you have to team up with another wing player to win a championship. And if you look at LeBron's 3 rings, he's won them with dominant scorers like Kyrie Irving, and he won them with Dwayne Wade. So the element of the big man, it's a result of the emphasis on the 3. We eliminate the post game. There really isn't a lot of big men in this game. We also have positionless basketball. All of that has changed. All of it. All of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to close out the show in just a little bit as I look into the comments, and then I'm going to go hop on to the Celtics and the Rockets in just a few moments. So let me know your rookie of the year. Let me know your 6th man of the year. Let me know your most improved player. Let me know your MVP. And then let me know your coach of the year in the comments. And I'm just going to look through, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that on the Celtics and Rockets game. So let me know in the comments. Layla says the pace and the 3-pointers are leaving big men behind, too slow. That's also Layla makes a great point. Pace. Also remember that the pace of the game is also causing a lot of injuries in today's game too. Oh, it was on ESPN? Okay. It's a segment on ESPN, Big Men Special. It was a great segment. He says, what do you think about the turnaround of Denver and Utah? Had a slow start to the season, but they now have both picked it up, and that Clarkson trade paid dividends for Utah. Utah is a sleeper. Utah is definitely a sleeper, but I just don't know if they're going to go far. I don't know if they're going to go far. The reason being is because of Donovan Mitchell, their center being Rudy Gobert. Um, it's tough. The Nuggets, Jokic was not in shape, so he's definitely gotten better. And Denver's picked up their offense, so Denver's starting to look like the team that they were looking for last year. Utah is definitely a sleeper in the West, but I don't think they're going to go far in the playoffs though. For the Utah Jazz, they have to have the right matchup. And another thing, it's funny because the Jazz have had help from the refs too in some of the games that they've played. I will say that the Jazz had a tough schedule early. They had a tough schedule early to start. So and they have picked it up. I mean, it's the way that the NBA is. But I think that the Jazz, they've obviously have played better. But like I said, I don't think they're really gonna go far until Donovan Mitchell gets a second star in the starting lineup. Jordan Clarkson has definitely helped, but you're not winning with Rudy Gobert as your second best player or Joe Ingles. They need another legit star next to Mitchell. And also remember, they're doing this without Mike Conley, who was supposed to be the piece to help them, and that hasn't worked out because he's been injured and he played horribly to start the season. Emmanuel says the Wizards are the league's next dynasty if they add Drummond. Well, right now he's with Cleveland, and I got to see how Washington builds their team. So when I see how they build their team, we'll see. And we got to see what happens with John Wall too. That's another thing. So let's keep our eye on John Wall. And remember, he has a big contract. And remember, John Wall is very ball dominant, and he's not a very good shooter neither. So that's why I said that I'm very iffy on the Wizards, especially with John Wall going into the future. Omar says it's a series called The Decline of the Big Men. Omar Patience on ESPN, great segment. I also toned it to NBA.com, seen the segment. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, the Sixers defeat the Clippers by 10. So another loss. Lou equals 6. Don't know what you mean by that. If you could explain it to me, I'll try to. Rookie of the year is Zion. I'm going with John Morant just because he's played more than Zion. Zion has been impactful since he's come. G Money says my coach of the year is Nick Nurse. I actually like that pick. I'm actually picking him for coach of the year. I actually pick him. MVP Giannis. Yeah, he's gonna win it again. G Money says Sixers have a good balanced effort against the Clips. Yep. My Rudy is too soft. I love him, but he got to be honest. He's fluffy, especially with the fact that he said that he wanted to be a 20 and 10 guy, but he really doesn't do crap on the floor, but just block shots. Nick Nurse, coach of the year, Nick Nurse, MVP Greek Freak, surprise team Thunder. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention about the Thunder with Chris Paul. That's right. I forgot about them. Good job, G Money. We praise your sons. You missed it for being late. That's right. Forgot about the Thunder and Chris Paul. Oh, that's right. Defensive player of the year. I give Utah Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Rookie of the year, John Morant. That's my guy. Anthony Davis, defensive player of the year. I agree with that. Sixers improved to 25-2 at home. Yeah, but my issue is Lou Will for sixth man of the year. Got you, Layla. I was kind of lost for a second. Lou is sixth man of the year. Yeah, he's pretty much been the best. Rookie of the year. Oh, quick question. Who's most improved? Who is your most improved player in the NBA? Who do you got tonight? The Celtics or the Rockets? I got the Boston Celtics tonight, as I'm going to get to do that game. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shut down this stream. Let me know your picks for most improved on the Celtics versus Rockets, as I'm going to go shift into that game. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Lewis with another one. This was actually a pretty good stream. I actually like it. This was actually really good. So once again, make sure you guys hit the like and make sure you guys hit the subscribe. All right, this is your boy Lewis as always. Live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching. You guys shift on over to the Celtics and the Rockets, and we're going to have ourselves a grand old time. All right. So take care, everybody, and let's head over to the Celtics and Rockets on the Lewis Sports Network. Let's go. And let me know your picks for tonight's game, Celtics versus Rockets. And once again, the Clippers lose by 10, 110-100.